Hello there, disc golf fans. This is Derek Scull and Chris German. We are Gatekeeper Media, and today we're bringing you what we love to do, and that's disc golf coverage. The 2018 Stafford Open, presented by Innova Discs, coverage powered by Millennium Discs.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. We have some pretty big pros on this card. Full disclosure, though, we are starting on hole 10. So it is front 9, but we will be starting on hole 10 because I think you said the ladies started on hole 1, right? FPO.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a decision made by TD Adam Harris. He wanted to make sure that the ladies got, some fair treatment on the card or on the field, so to speak.
Awesome. So we start right here with Chris Villa. He is the local. I'm sorry, Chris. That might have been our fault. I feel like we hold a curse with him.
Yeah, we do not carry good luck for you, sir. So
yeah,
we
in front of the
apologize.
camera. He says we don't, but I think we do. So we have Michael Johansen here. We all know him.
That looks like a putter off the tee. I think that's one of his bangers.
Yep, just got to throw it straight. Ooh. Just kind of clip that tree there, but I mean it's a pretty short hole overall. Yeah. So
he's going to have that down tree to worry about and deal with, but we'll see what his footing can be over there.
And here we have Andrew Fish. I would say the semi-touring pro on the East Coast.
Yeah, he's from the Baltimore area, I believe.
And he could throw. He just squeaks right there.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going in, but he's going to park it right in the circle like, it's like his job or something.
Yeah, seriously. So a couple disc people here. So with the changes to Paul going there, that's a pretty... and Yuli, that's a pretty stacked crowd.
Yeah, but as of right now, we have the 2018 world champ up to bat.
Gregg Barsby here doing what he does. Beautiful forehand shot.
And he's going to park it pin high. Beautiful shot, Greg.
Love it. And this is actually not that long after Worlds. So you kind of have...
It's his second event after Worlds.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's tired. He's probably been having a lot of fun. This is right after the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge.
Yeah, the week after. And Villa does tend to find himself a little short, so he's going to have some work to do.
MJ's footing here is a little tough.
He steps through the down tree and just comes up a little short right.
Yeah, he's going to run that. So Villa here, this is going to save his par. He's probably about a little more than 40 out. But we've seen him make these types of putts before. It's nice to see the local here playing with these guys on this feature card.
And just cannot commit fully there.
It's a little too tight.
So unfortunately, he's going to find himself a bogey on the first hole.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take. Fish with a really nice birdie there. His shot, he barely missed that tree in that gap. And this hole, really, there's that gap about, 50 feet down that you kind of have to miss. And as long as you get past that.
One could argue that it's probably one of the more straightforward holes on the entire course.
Yeah.
But it's going to lead you into what we're about to see, which is the most treacherous, probably.
Yeah, it's nice. I kind of like that they started, because this was a shotgun start, obviously. We fit 3 rounds in 2 days.
Which is also pretty impressive.
Yeah. Hole 11 being the only par 5 and the longest hole. It's nice because we didn't really have that big of a backup where there's usually backup during tournaments on that hole.
Yeah, we were able to actually kind of get that lead in the timing. So I don't think we had a backup the whole time.
No, because we passed it early on, moving in the hole 11. So yeah, Fish and Greg here with the birdies. Villa unfortunately takes that bogey.
MJ just sitting right there in the middle.
Pretty beast of a hole here, 775 for a par 5. It's very technical though. You kind of want to just lay up here or maybe hug that tree line, throw a hyzer shot. Your second shot, you kind of want to land down where this hill, this divot is. You kind of have a straight shot there for your third shot.
You can see the pin from that mound or that ditch there, but you still have some obstruction between you and those chains.
Yeah, a lot of trees to hit out there. As Fish takes I would say the safer route. Maybe throw a putter up there, something straight mid-range.
Yeah,
just
keeping
get right up there
as close to the middle of the fairway as possible. It's gonna, playing it safe here is not necessarily bad because you have some work that you can make up for it to get your birdie.
Definitely, as Greg, the champ here, holds that line that we were talking about.
He was on the attack for you.
Yeah, that's textbook. That's a very great shot right there.
Now you will see that there were some folks on the fairway of 11, so there were still people playing here. But once we get through this.
And
that's
MJ,
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a little tight on that shot. It's gonna hit that tree. That's gonna be tough because it's gonna be on the tighter side of getting out from there. So I wonder if he's gonna kind of pitch back out to the fairway or kind of try to cut some of the distance off.
So let's see what Villa has to do. Being the lone bogey, he's definitely has some ground to make up.
It's looking very good from him. And just knowing Villa being local to us and seeing him play, anytime he puts up a bogey, he comes out swinging.
Maybe a little bit of that Philly grit.
Yeah. He'll come out there, and if everyone, let's say, birdies and he takes a par, he'll come out there and birdie when everyone pars. So I'm excited to see what he can do here against these guys.
There's still a lot of golf to play.
Yeah. His fish just kind of throws a nice little Anheuser shot up to that mound that we were talking about. If you're at that mound on your second shot, you're looking good for your third. And this
Let's see. Yeah, you don't
see him throw forehand that often. That's
No.
pretty interesting.
And it does what he wants it to do. So
Yeah, something overstable, flicks it out there, and it just comes back. That was interesting because I think that might have been the first time I've ever seen him throw a forehand. He's really good with those backhand turnovers.
and that shot from MJ just did not have the height on it, so it didn't have the glide for it to get any of that distance for him.
Yeah, that was his third shot. He's still working, but he still can make his way down. As Gregg here on his second shot, this one we couldn't really get. He kind of hit a tree and it kicked really far to the left. I think you said there's like a fence over there, I believe. And
There is, yeah, and I was able to kind of get in there because from the fairway you could not see his positioning.
This is MJ doing MJ things, man, throwing it right at me and parking the hole.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah,
So
he's able to come
scramble,
back,
park.
Yeah, so he's able to at least save the par there. His fish is looking really good here, and look at that.
That just floats up there, nice and easy, secures that shot for
Just
him.
the finesse he has is just amazing. So Chris here, his just kind of fades a little early, but still inside the circle.
That should be makeable for him, no problem.
Yeah, we've seen him make that.
Yeah, and here's that fence. So there was no OB or anything like that, but it is not an ideal location to be. So it's a fight out. He doesn't get a lot of ground made up for him.
No.
So this is me from the fairway side because I wanted to see the more pitch out. So we'll see what that looks like here.
Yeah, he didn't really get a lot of distance there.
No, and
he's
gonna
able to
need
get out there and actually run it. That was a very good shot from Gregg there. He should be able to secure his par as well.
Feel here with the straddle, and he makes it.
Beautiful. And that's what we were talking about. Villa, he comes out here, he throws a bogey, keeps his head in the game, comes out swinging, the grit in him, keeps playing, and he gets a birdie there.
And folks, while you're here, go ahead and ring that bell, hit that subscribe button. You know that you want to stay tuned to the rest of this tournament. This is only round 1 of 3. We got some really top name folks on this card, so I mean, only good golf to come.
Yeah, we appreciate all your effort and support here, and every subscription counts. And we want to continue to grow this and bring this to you because it is just the two of us here. It is Derek and I. So we would love to grow this and really make it into something special.
Yeah, the two-man crew does lend its advantages and disadvantages, but we hope that we are keeping up with the rest of the pack for you folks.
We're the gruesome twosome, right? So Fish and Chris are going to get the birdies there. So Fish 2 under through 2. He's looking pretty good as we kind of move into what I would say birdie alley. We have a couple par 3s that are pretty short here.
I would say, and I personally really like hole 12, and that's why I was really excited to see that hole 12 was our sponsored hole.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a very plain and simple, almost like a J shape, but uphill. You got a couple logs and like step ups, but if you can place yourself in that downed log area, that's going to be circle's edge pretty much.
Yeah, and this is actually this is the first hole that we're going to see where it's both short and long tees are shared. So this is a multi-tee course. This is one of the first shared tees.
I think overall maybe there's 3 or 4 that share a box.
In total, yeah. And a lot of them are coming up. Funny enough, in this spot here, this is where I like to try to get my birdies. So Gregg hits that tree and kind of says what you were saying, circle's edge.
Yeah.
So we have MJ here. He's probably just going to throw a nice hyzer shot.
Keeps it high, but that's going to carry him
right to the pin.
Looks like that was putter off the tee as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot from him.
I really like drives with putters.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows, like, you don't need the power every time.
No, and this course is a testament to that. This is a finesse type of course. So Gregg's able to knock in his birdie. And we're getting closer to what should be our first star frame here.
Well, let's see. Let's
Yes.
not speak too soon.
So Fish actually getting a turkey. First 3 holes, 3 birdies.
On fire.
So still a lot of golf to play, but the way he's starting out here.
Villa's here setting up for a turbo putt.
He does that every now and then. I like when he does that.
We've seen him play enough to know that that's in his bag of tricks,
Yeah.
if you want to say.
So MJ is able to knock in his birdie. So our first star frame, hole 12. So Fish 3 under, Gregg 2 under, MJ and Villa sitting at 1 under. So pretty good start here. As we're actually going to do kind of the exact opposite of what we just played. We're going to go downhill and to the right now. So this is great for, I would say, lefty backhand, righty flick players.
Yeah, and it's a short hole, but really narrow, and that's exactly what you don't want to happen. It's going to be it's going to turn over left too much and clip that tree early.
And you could see when Fish threw that, he has that ultimate background. He kind of has that
Yeah,
semi-baseball.
I heard the chatter throughout the course, and now kind of having covered him a couple times, I do believe he has that background, like collegiately.
Yeah.
Andrew, if you want to correct us in the comments, please do.
Big shout out to Villa there. That was a beautiful shot. He parked that. It was nice to see. And I would say that's Villa's bread and butter right there. Like just a nice backhand turnover. Slight turn.
Stand still.
Yeah. And I would say Gregg really likes to throw forehands here, but that was just a little high. He's able to get...
I think he wanted to bite off a little towards the end there.
Yeah.
And he could not capitalize on that idea.
I think he was maybe even thinking ace, so he was going to try to maybe give it a little more height, try to run it. And these guys are just... A lot of these guys are just hitting trees here. So we could see Fish trying to figure out straddle. And just from that shot right there, look how overstable that disc is.
And that type of shot, like his form on those sidearms like that is honestly something I've never seen before.
It's very unique. So he kind of hit like a little log or stone there. Kind of kept him from skipping right up to the pin. As Gregg, like we said, this is a short hole, so I mean, he's already basically down there. Just kind of have to get some...
And the champ wanted to run it.
That's his motto, just run everything.
Is it?
I don't know if that's his motto. I don't know, but...
That's a newly appointed motto of yours, Gregg.
He does like to run everything, though. That is a fact. We have Fish here just tapping in his par, and that's going to be his first par. So he is human.
Yeah. Let's see what we can have. I mean, this is obviously a gimme, but stranger things have happened. But
we've seen them.
Yeah. Let's celebrate these pars by going over to our Facebook page, hitting that like button. You can follow along with all of our updates. That's where we post the fun stuff, guys. So this is the meat of what we do here on YouTube. But you're gonna stay up to date from our Facebook.
For sure.
So why not go to both?
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Big shout out to Millennium Disc there. If you have not already, the champ here, Gregg Barsby, actually has a signature line with him. There is a commemorative edition Lunar Quantum Scorpius, as well as a Series Scorpius. So big shout out to them. Make sure you head over to their page and just see if you want to pick one up. He does throw them quite a bit here.
Yeah, and you'll notice that our flyby for hole 14 landed where there was no basket. So by the time we got to cover this hole for the layouts, things were adjusted a little bit. But that just shows you that there is some utility to this course where things can be manipulated as a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, there's a couple holes that they can really change the basket, this being one of the most that we would see, and there's that same form we saw before.
But he knew that was not feeling good as soon as he let that go.
Yeah, right out of the hand. And the funny thing is Villa actually took what you called the local route. He kind of threw a nice hyzer shot to the right there. You said there was some chatter of pros seeing him do that.
Like, when we were surveying and kind of walking through the course prior to the event, we'd be running into the pros doing their practice rounds and things like that. So as of right now, we've been watching MJ play. He had set the new course record for this days prior, and then shot it once or twice more after that. So he's coming into round one owning the course record. Just
from practice rounds leading up to this course.
Yeah.
And that just shows you how, I mean, this course was kind of hidden to a lot of pros.
And some folks out in the field have been here before, so it's nice to see, the high caliber of play, both, veteran and
newbie to the course. Yeah. As you saw there, Fish kind of lays up. We're gonna have MJ. He's probably gonna run this. I mean, it's his motto, right? Why wouldn't he?
That's everybody's motto.
Just run it, right? Let us know in the comments. What's your motto? Just run it, or are you laying up? Gregg should be able to knock in this par here. So all these guys, no one really had a good shot off the tee.
Yeah, all just kind of fighting uphill there.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should be seeing a par. No, Villa does have a birdie run here.
And there he has it again. He shows us it twice in a row, folks.
That's great to see. He's now 3 under, so
he's got to be feeling good about the run he's on now.
Yeah, I would be. Because it is going to get a little more tough leading up, so you definitely want to get those strokes now.
That's the Andrew Fish signature stretch. That's part of his routine. Not all the time, but to be honest, it's a really good routine to have because it's going to keep you limber throughout your round.
Yeah, I definitely started implementing that just in my overall game and stretches. And
how's that been working out for you?
I think I've taken a couple strokes off my game.
Well, there you go.
That could also be the Gregg Barsby Scorpius. Shameful shout out there. This Villa's the only one with the birdie again. He's now tied up with Fish sitting at 3 under. Gregg just 2 under, and MJ sitting at 1.
So hole 15 is interesting. You're shooting from a pretty tight gap out of the wood's mouth. Then you have a lot of room to play here. So this is an area where rollers are a total possibility, folks. And then you're going to come right up to another wood's mouth and a beautiful green right here, designed by Adam Harris from Harris Course Design.
Yeah, this course is just so beautiful. This is a very tough hole, I would say.
It's very easy to be too far left. And then you're kind of fighting.
Kind of with where Villa is here now. He's going to have to throw just a really big hyzer shot into the tree line.
Either that or something that just can fly like a dart and then have that nice gradual fade at the end.
Just hit that gap, yeah. This is looking really good from Fish.
And that's more of what you're looking for.
Oh, definitely. That's textbook right there. That's exactly where you want to be. So we have Gregg here. He might even have one of those scorps in his hand.
That is the...
Either that
Lunar Quantum.
Or it's the Eagle.
It didn't have a stamp on the top.
Ooh. He made it through. He hit the branches there, and that's even a worse spot. But
yeah, it really cut the distance out of it.
But you're able to make up that distance on the second shot for sure. At least try to get to the mouth of that entrance there. So MJ is staying kind of left too. He's just kind of very stable hyzer shot.
Yeah, he's definitely in a better position than the other two that are over there.
Definitely. So we have Gregg here. Let's see what he should see. And he's seeing just a straight shot right at me, actually. You just see me just kind of... I think he even says, I was aiming for him. So sometimes I'm a target out there.
So let's see if Chris can do something very similar, because that kind of is the placement that you're looking for. Because it's a little dangerous. It's guarded by a lot of branches.
Yeah, you got to be really lucky to kind of make it through all that, which Chris makes it through some of it. You can kind of see it right there. That's an okay spot. I mean, semi-run layup. You're at least getting your par here.
Could be a death putt, though, because it drops off pretty severely on the other side of that green.
And that's the thing you have to worry about with taking these big hyzer shots, is if you miraculously make it through cleanly, you're going very far down that hill.
Yeah, you're fighting back up.
So as MJ's...
Oh, man. And that bounced, it just spit it right back out.
Fish here. I can go with the roller, which is nice to see. Beautiful angle.
Yeah, it really stood up for him, and he's only a couple feet away. If that kicked up, that had a chance of going in.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was almost a roller eagle. I don't even know if that ever happened or if that's a thing, but throwing a roller and getting an eagle.
If you have seen footage of a roller eagle, post it in the comments.
Because that would be
We
something.
really want to see that.
Or really a roller anything. Roller ace.
Is that a thing? I think that might even be less likely. Jeez.
Villa for the birdie. He's just going to kind of lay it up.
Yeah, he comes up a little short and he clips that concrete and it kicks him off there.
Yeah, the reaction wasn't the greatest, but I mean, he's in a pretty good spot. He should be able to make this. So as we have the rest of these tap-ins, folks, go over to our Patreon page, please. Support us. Every amount counts. It's really what's helping us do this.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better than you did.
Yeah, if you love the sport and you just want to support the coverage that we're trying to produce for you, just head over there and really anything counts.
That was a good looking birdie from Fish.
Yeah, tap in. Only birdie there. Very tough hole there on hole 15. But we're going to move into one of the easier holes, I would say, with hole 16.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that this is the only unique green, because you have the hanging basket here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the mounds and even that one.
But this is an extremely
hanging,
different.
Yeah. The hanging basket is very.
It's such
very
a different
fun.
play.
Yeah. So we do have some OB on this hole.
I don't know how he clipped that, but it kind of kicked him right there in the middle of the fairway. It took a lot of distance out for him, but Fish should have no problem making up for that.
Yeah, he probably was holding his breath like, oh no.
Yeah, flirting with it. We've seen what the OB of this hole can do. If you look back over at New Jersey States.
Yeah. The strokes can
they can add up.
Yeah, they can add up here, especially if you go out of bounds right away, because you're basically re-teeing, because you're throwing it out of bounds right from the tee. That's always a tough one.
I do like seeing the gallery growing, kind of as we're going. I know that there was a lot of people that were stationary throughout the course, so they could see all of the cards play through. There were some really dedicated fans of this card particularly that they just wanted to see how it played out.
That disc had a really weird reaction to the wind there for Gregg, but he definitely got a lot of that distance out of the way. This being a pretty short hole for a par 4. And then I would say the headwind there probably played for MJ, kind of just laid that up.
Yeah, it was just because if it flipped the nose up, it could have been gone.
Yeah, so he can make it up here with just a really nice hyzer shot.
Yeah, that was he spiked that a lot more than I would have thought he would have.
Yeah, I thought he would have took a more straight approach, kind of like what Chris is doing here. A little lower, a little bit more of a skip. And these guys just continue to put these discs inside the circle. I mean, this is really fun to watch.
It was fun to film.
Yeah.
And it was, I would say it wasn't like an extremely fast pace, but something that kept us moving and attentive and, just active.
And just very consistent. Just very consistent golf from all these guys here in this first round. It's Gregg's
Oh, boy.
running it,
That's
right?
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's his motto. Just run it. Doesn't matter how far you are, just run it. MJ's able to take
There
in
you
that
go.
birdie.
There you go.
Very nice shot from him. He's the veteran.
Strictly business, though. There was no celebratory facial expression from him.
No, he's in the zone at this point.
There you go.
Was
All
able to
right.
get it.
We got another birdie on the card.
We're getting closer and closer.
Let's see if we can capitalize on 2 more.
You just never know with a hanging basket. Anything that's elevated, raised, lower, any of that sort of stuff, just it plays a factor. I really like seeing courses have that sort of thing.
When Gregg shot on that, and it was still moving a little bit.
Yeah.
So like that's a whole nother thing. And yeah.
Man, Fish's putts, he does them with force.
So we find ourselves another star frame, folks,
It's good to see here.
as we're rounding out the front, so to speak.
The front, yeah,
Yeah.
the back of the front. I don't even know what it is anymore.
back
Who knows?
The back of the front.
But yeah, Fish just holding a 1-stroke lead over Chris here as we move into another par 4, hole 17. This one is another one where it's very technical and not that long in distance, but kind of when I guess righty backhand, you want to throw a little nice turnover.
It is similar design to 13, just not as severely downhill.
Yeah, and longer.
Yeah.
This is looking really good from Fish.
Okay.
Perfect.
So that's a significant improvement that 13 treated him.
Yeah. I mean, this definitely, the gap's a little farther down there, and I would say it's a little straighter of a shot.
Well, you can also tell that these players are really warming up by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Villa, unfortunately, hits this tree, kicks him over to the right, so he's going to be scrambling through a little bit.
But it's not the end of the world from over there. It's not too bad to the point where you can cut off that distance and at least get up there for a birdie look.
Yeah, it does give you the option to, if you are strategic with placement, you can cut off that elbow.
That's Gregg's. I think that was a Scorpius. He's circle's edge there. That was an amazing shot. And this is the type of hole where you can definitely run for the eagle. So if you really think you could chew off the distance and really get a disc to move how you want it to.
And that's right up the gut.
Yeah, right at me.
That was a clean-looking shot.
Yeah.
He still has some work to do, but manageable.
The hard part is out of the way. It's,
Yeah.
it's really hitting that gap that's about like 50 to 100 feet down the fairway. As Chris just throws it.
It's hard to tell. Well, you can see
see
it
it
land, but
I think he's a little outside the circle. This is looking pretty good from MJ,
Yeah.
and he parks it.
All right.
MJ doing MJ things.
yeah, so he'll be securing his birdie, no problem.
We're probably going to see Fish do a nice little flick play here. He's going to have that. Well, that's looking really nice.
He doesn't line up them. He doesn't line them up at all. That's so crazy.
He just throws them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very fast golfer. I'd say him and like Ricky Wasaki are the two fastest people I've ever filmed. They just go right up and shoot.
Yeah, and having them on the same card before.
Yeah.
That was
So Gregg for the eagle here.
Can he do it?
Yeah, I mean,
World champs should be able to do it.
the world champ can do it.
I think we just jinxed you.
Sorry there. So he's just going to walk up, tap that in.
Yeah,
But
ready golf.
ready golf, tap in birdie. Can't complain. Phil is able to save his par there, so he had to scramble a little bit. That second shot really help him get down there.
Folks, if you want to see some behind-the-scenes coverage from this tournament, you can head on over to Gatekeeper_Media on our Instagram handle. We got a lot of posts from that, a lot of reoccurring behind the scenes of pretty much everything. So
Yeah. Villa preventing the star frame again, so that's the third one this 9.
well, I really want to see what he shoots here then, because the
Nope.
pattern is starting to build itself,
Yeah.
right?
So to everyone's yang, he's their yang basically. So with the drone shot, we kind of take a more outer route. These pros and most people kind of throw an inner route, like you just saw there. It cuts a lot more of the distance out of the way.
I like using the term "it's cutting the elbow off of it."
So Gregg elects to, you could just see he's very comfortable with forehand. He wants to kind of throw a turnover forehand here. Got some, I guess we could say world champ love, right?
Yeah.
Some champion love. Kind of hit right off that tree. But typically right hand, you're going to see just a nice big hyzer shot. MJ just a little
Did
deep
not
there.
get quite the same amount of love.
No. See if Villa can get the local love. But this is,
Coming off of the only par, let's see if the course treats him right.
spoiler, it's not an ace. I wish. But anyway, very, very good shot.
Yeah, I would say, if you're not going to ace it, that's probably a close second,
Yeah.
right?
He's holding CTP out of these guys here as MJ runs
And that's
it.
a run, yeah, for sure.
That's so close. That's kind of been the story so far for him. He's been having these outside the circle putts, and he just hasn't been able to connect. Gregg is just inside the circle.
Yeah, by a little bit. And
What?
again,
Just a little low.
Wow.
That's the second time. 2 shots in a row, but Fish,
he commits, and he takes it.
he's put
7
together-
down through 9.
Yeah, that is a very good front 9 there for Andrew Fish. And that just shows you that he is a finesse player. He can go to any woods course and tear it up. Villa is redeeming himself here, putting together a very good round as well. He's
Now-
5 under.
Now, 2 folks that are on this card know the course, have played this tournament in the past, and 2 have not. Leave a comment who you think's who. We'd be interested to see what everybody thinks of who's played this before or not, or to see if you've been paying attention to our coverage.
So Gregg sitting there 4 under. So it's still a pretty tight race. A lot of golf to play. So we're going to be moving into the front 9. Fish 7 under through 9. Let's see if he can continue this.
And the fact that Villa's inching his way up, awesome.
This-
Good to see, man.
Exciting golf.
Yeah, stay tuned for the back 9 coverage, and just go ahead and hit that up next. Subscribe too while you're at it.
See you soon.
Later.